Recently, a film titled The Head sparked controversy. Scholars like Reno Omokre argued that it projected Nigeria in a bad light and that filmmakers should be careful not to show images that might damage the country's reputation. That may sound patriotic at first, but it is based on a misunderstanding of what storytelling is all about. Film is not a government press release. Drama is not a tourism advert. Art does not exist to flatter power. Let us look at what Chinua Achebe says about storytelling. I believe in the complexity of the human story, that there is no way you can tell that story in one way and say this is it. Always, there will be someone who can tell it differently, depending on where they are standing. This is the way I think the world's story should be told, from many different perspectives. In other words, no single story exhausts reality. No one version can claim to be the only truth. Stories are shaped by where you stand, how you live, and what you see. So when people object to a film simply because it shows violence, conflict, or tension, they are trying to enforce a single narrative about Nigeria. And I need not tell you the danger of a single narration. They are saying only one version of Nigeria should be allowed to be seen. That is not patriotism. That is fear of complexity. This is where Aristotle helps us. In his book, Poetics, Aristotle says that art is imitation, not imitation of an ideal, not imitation as flattery, but imitation of life as it is lived. Actions, choices, consequences. When a filmmaker shows a conflict between leaders and farmers, they are not inventing Nigeria. They are reflecting something that exists, that people experience, that communities negotiate. Like a mirror, art shows a reflection. Sometimes that reflection is uncomfortable. Sometimes it reveals wounds we would rather deny. But the purpose of a mirror is not to lie, it is to reveal. To blame the mirror for showing what is there is to avoid what needs to be seen. Now, some may also object to a title like Very Dirty Christmas. But let us be clear, there is nothing wrong with a title if it is truthful to the experience the artist wants to explore. The issue is not the title. The issue is whether the story is shaped with honesty and responsibility. Art must be allowed to explore, to disturb, to question, and to provoke. That is what Aristotle means when he studies tragedy, epic, and comedy. He shows us that stories work because they imitate human action. They teach us how humans choose, suffer, fail, and sometimes grow. They help society see themselves clearly. They help us learn without being harmed. So this series is not about defending every single film. It is about defending the right of storyteller to explore society honestly. And before we judge films emotionally or politically, we need tools, we need concepts. Aristotle does not tell us what to think. He teaches us to examine stories critically. Who is acting? What action are shown? Why do these actions matter? How are they arranged? That is where poetics begins. So we start with asking not whether a story is flattering. We start by asking whether it is telling something true about how people live and act. Because truth in art is not comfort, it is clarity. This is where our journey into Aristotle begins. In the next episode, we will begin with his first principle, which he called imitation. Why human beings tell story are wrong. I remain your host, Osho Abiodun. See you in the next episode of The Poetics.